And I want you to be ready to present the next person, Youngjoon Han from Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Okay. Good morning, I can't really see you guys. Can you put your hands up? They're at the back. Okay. Hello, everybody, and good morning. My name is Youngjoon Han from Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, obviously from Republic of Korea. And I'll be presenting to you about the imaging of polarization behavior at hydroxyapatite surface via piezo response force microscopy. Now, that's very wordy. Which one of you knows polarization? Okay, timid show of hands. And hydroxyapatite. Okay, at the back. And piezo response force microscopy. Yeah, okay, nobody. Yeah, that's what I expected. And hopefully by the end of this presentation, you'll be having a little glimpse of what all of these terms mean. So let's begin by how I started my research. Now, you'll be well aware by now, obviously you know your bodies well than I do yours. You should notice by now that your body consists of many soft tissues, such as organs, or your skin, or your brain. They're all soft tissues. But there are very few rigid tissues inside your body, and those are bones and teeth. But they have a fundamental difference. One is self-healing. If you break your bones, they regrow back in a few months. But teeth, if you get a damage, it is practically irreversible. For instance, if you have dental caries, or if you crack your tooth in an accident, or you get periodontitis, you have to pull it out and replace it with dental substituents. Sometimes ceramic, mostly titanium. But it is very interesting that they are actually the same material. They are composed of a material called hydroxyapatite. Now, you're already getting something. And hydroxyapatite is basically a material that consists of these three components: calcium, phosphate, and hydroxyl groups. So are you familiar with these atoms or molecules? Yes, very good. Okay. So these ions can be detached from the surface of these materials, thus forming negatively or positively charged surfaces, hence polarization. And scientists speculate that these large polarization charge at the surface is what causes large cell osteogenesis. And osteogenesis is, in simple terms, basically the ability of a material to host cell growth. And this is precisely what happens in the case of bones, where these hydroxyapatite materials induces the attachment of the HAP ions at the fracture site. However, in the case of teeth, first of all, you'll see that the vascular system does not reach the surface of the dental surface as it does in the bones. And we cannot control the surface charge as it is exposed in basically environments, to the external environment, to the elements. So the purpose of my research was to basically analyze the electrical behavior you can observe in the HAP surfaces and apply it and engineer the electrical behavior of these materials to induce self-growth of teeth. And for this, I used the following technique called the atomic force microscopy. Who is familiar or at least heard once in a lifetime of this technique? Atomic force microscopy. So imagine you're trying to measure the roughness of a surface or of a sample. What would you do? Anyone? Okay, you. Check your shit? Yeah, you. Yeah. Smash it. Okay. Okay, that's one method. Another? Okay, I mean, that's a good answer. Anyone? White hood? Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. You don't know. Okay. So maybe you would run your finger over it. You would you might run a finger over the surface. You'll see how rough it is. Now, imagine you reduce your finger down to the nanoscale, to a very, very, very small size. Then you can pretty much imagine that this tip or this finger will be able to measure the surface of any sample at the nanoscale. And for those of you who are not familiar with how small is nanoscale, it is practically capable of detecting cell organelles. And organelles is basically components inside your cells. So that's how small it can detect these nanostructures. And by combining electrical bias between the cantilever and the sample, you can analyze and image all the electrical behavior you can observe at the material surface. And this is called piezo response force microscopy. So by using this technique, we can think of the future of HAP polarization. Imagine you have a dental caries and you get a fracture at the animal surface, at the surface of the teeth. And by applying high electrical voltage, you can induce high surface charge at these fracture sites. These fracture sites will induce the attachment of the surrounding HAP ions, thus resulting in full regeneration. So this was the basic outline of my research. To sum it all up, both bones and teeth share a common material called hydroxyapatite, or HAP. And the large surface charge of these materials induce cell osteogenesis, or regeneration. So in order to analyze the electrical behavior and engineer this behavior, I used the piezo response force microscopy. And by the nanoscale of the surface charge, we can hope for a regeneration mechanism at the HAP material surface. Thank you.
Wow, high five. Amazing. Let us come over here in the middle. Some more applause. One more time. Yes, amazing, amazing, amazing. It is nice. It's a good audience, right? They are supporting.
Very enthusiastic.
Yeah, and I think it's because you did a great presentation.
Thank you.
How did you come into all this passion? Like, did you just wake up one day and like, I'm giving all in for this, or how did it grow into your life?
Well, first of all, I was funded, and they gave me money.
That's good. That's good.
But before that, well, this actually started with my grandmother. She actually was attacked by periodontitis at a very late age, and she had to pull 4 of her front teeth out, and that was actually what motivated me to start this research. And of course, the funding helped.
Yeah. But both, yeah. Both brain and heart, it sounds like emotions and ideas and cash flow.
Yes.
How has it been to be in Sweden here? Like, how do you think the science and to be in a country like this?
Well, actually, I'm a university. I graduated university actually a year ago, and it's actually very nice to be able to be in contact with such young people again.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Not that I'm not young anymore, but
I see.
There is a difference.
This is my attempt to try to get all of you to stay here because we're so amazed by you. So we give you one more applause and thank you so much
Thank you.
for the presentation. Thank you, Youngjoon. Yeah.